So, here we go, folks. Gonna be my attempt at getting this bad boy fixed. Cast Iron Exhaust Manifold, Toyota 20R motor. Got my holes drilled at the end of the cracks here. And I've got these chamfered out. So I have somewhere to put bronze. Got the bronze rod. It's a Lincoln Electric 3/32 bronze rod. It's got flux on it. It's flux coated. It's the cheapest I could find in stock at Lowe's or Home Depot. They advertise one that's like $4 for a pack of 3 or 4. But it's online only. Excuse the trash truck in the background, by the way. But I got the 3/32 because I think it's going to be a little easier to melt. Working temperature on this is about 1600 degrees to get it to melt. Get the metal to melt anyway. So, and we're going to try the old propane torch. According to everything I've read about this, should be plenty of temperature here, because propane supposedly burns at 2600 degrees. Now, let's have a look at something here. There you go. Get that blue flame right there. A really bright blue down by the tip. Apparently those tips are supposed to be 2600 degrees, so I should have plenty to do this with. Oop, okay, there we go. Shouldn't need MAP gas, shouldn't need oxyacetylene. They just use oxyacetylene because it burns hotter at 5100 degrees and it's quicker. And plus, nobody takes the time to preheat the part. They just run the torch over the whole thing just to preheat it, and that's not the way to do it. Because what else I've been reading, way to go. You get this part preheated. Nice lump charcoal, natural, no briquettes, no additives, no garbage, just charred hardwood. And that should be ready in about 15 minutes or so. And we'll take this and we'll drop it in the grill. We'll get the cover on it and we'll let it heat up for about a half an hour. Again, from what I've learned, the lump charcoal burns a lot hotter than briquettes. And should be about 1000 degrees at the surface of the briquettes, probably about 600 to 700 at that grate. I measured it, it's about 2 inches above. Online you'll hear about the grill hand test for temperature. They'll tell you put it about height of a soda can away, and depending on how many seconds you can hold there will tell you what the temperature is. Usually 1 to 2 seconds is about 450 to 500 degrees. Everything I've read about preheating the cast, different people, different opinions, of course, but I've seen as low as 350 degrees and as high as 500 or 600. So I'm pretty sure that is going to get it done for me. The half-hour bake. I'm not going to put it right over the coals to start. Just put it aside and just let it slowly heat up. Now, you preheat this to avoid cracks, which is what the problem here is to begin with. And also, what I've learned, people actually have run infrared thermometers on these on running vehicles, and they run about 600-700 degrees metal temp. So these things do take a bit of a beating. But I'm going to slowly heat it up, at least a half hour. And then take your torch, get the blue tip like I showed you, and you heat the area you want to fill until you just get some red on there, and that's about 800 to 900 degrees. Cast iron will melt somewhere around 2000 from what I read. You don't want to melt this base metal like you do in welding. Arc welding actually melts the base metal and the filler rod, because it's just way too much heat for this, way too hot and too fast, way too cold too quick, and that's what makes it go ping, crack. This is why you should not arc weld cast. Yeah, I know Muggy Weld's got some great rod out there. And he says you don't need a preheat on it. He's had good success. If you can afford the $50 for the rods, go ahead. I can't afford it. I already had the torch, and I've already got some cylinders laying around. I got at yard sales for 50 cents to $1 a piece. Thank goodness. So, no biggie. Got a couple of rods here already set up, so I can actually hook this thing when it's in the fire and move it around. I've got steel, piece of scrap steel here, so I can prop this up, so I can actually turn this up and make that top crack flat, so the metal runs pretty good. I don't want to do it on an angle, downward angle like this. I could if I had to, but figured I'd try to make it easy on myself. A spare bottle ready to go. And I'll see if I can't get this camera set up over here somewhere, right about there. I'm going to braze it right on the grill. I'm not going to take it off and move it or do it. I'm going to leave it right in there and just braze it right there. Of course, wait for the flames to go down. We'll just get some nice coals, so it won't be a problem with this. Besides, I can always drag it over to the edge, away from everything, no big deal. I just figure, you know, ambient temperature, if you can get at least 300 degrees in this, that's less work this has to do for you. So I'm going to get 600 degrees out of this to get this to 900, so not a big deal. So we'll see how this goes. Be back with you in a little bit.